Hi there, it's Sue here from Artisue Creative. So today we're going to have some fun making some little jewellery pieces. Now these jewellery pieces have been designed by Nun Design. So they come in various different shapes, as you can see here. And we've got three different metals available. So we've got our gold, our stainless steel and our copper. So I'll just pop them aside and I'll just show you some examples of some of the pieces that I've done so far. So to start with, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you may have seen the post with these particular ones. So what I've used in these ones is our epoxy pigments. So we've got our orange sunset, we've got our green ice, we've got our Tuscan teal, lipstick pink, strawberry, and our sunflower. So these make really beautiful contemporary designs. I can actually see this one hanging on a pendant together. I think would look really nice. So I'll just put them aside. This one here, I've actually poured a double pour into the pendant, and I just used our powder pigments in black and the shell pink. Now with this one here, I've created various layers, and I don't know if you can see, but this has got a beautiful dome edge. So that was a matter of building up the layers to create that dome. And what I've used for the embellishments is I've used the rocks that we have available. So this one I've used the quicksilver and the obsidian, the black. So it looks quite gorgeous. So you would then hang that from a chain and then put another little pendant or something on there. You could, you know, if this would match, you could add something like that if you had the same sort of design. And with this one here, I've used the copper rocks, and I've also used the silver. I did put some gold in there. Just let me see if you can see that. But it sunk to the bottom, so I did learn from that of layering the piece. With this one, I had some leftover phthalo blue from the Langridge range and some white, and I let that set quite a bit before I added the next layer. And the next layer was adding the silver rocks, or the quicksilver I should say, and the gold, and then I put some silver beads, glass beads, into this piece as well. It's a really pretty piece. So you can put the Judikins beads and the rocks straight into the resin, or the other way that you can do it is I've used the cobalt teal and the Mars black for this piece, and I did a double pour again. And then I let that completely cure, and then I used the diamond glaze from Judikins. That's also going to be available. And basically this is for embellishments. So basically I've just put the glue where I wanted the beads to be, and then I've poured the beads on, and I've folded a piece of paper in half so I don't lose those beads, and I can easily pour them back into the container. Now these ones will just need another coat of resin to finish off those pieces. So I'll pop all this aside. That's the little silver beads, they're absolutely gorgeous. So the beads come in 8 different colours, and then the rocks come in 11 different colours. So as I said, I'll just pop these all aside. And then we will begin. So I'm just using one of my business cards. It makes an easy platform for lifting these off and sitting them aside once you're ready for them to cure. So I'm just using a exterior tape here, and we're just going to fold that back like so. And then pop that over there. And then I'm just going to take off some of the extra bit of tape, so when I've got my gloves on, they're not going to stick to my gloves. Right, so then all you need to do is just rub that to burnish that and make sure that the tape is adhered correctly to the bezel. Okay, so I'll just grab a cup. Now today the resin that I'm using is from an Australian brand called U RESIN, and I'm using their thick system. So they're a family owned business in Perth, and I love using their thick system for the jewellery. So I'll just, excuse me. So I've just already put equal parts of both the resin and the hardener into little cups, and then we're just going to pop that into here, and we're going to mix that for 2 minutes to combine the two parts together. Now it's when people are just first starting out with resin, sometimes they're a little bit afraid to begin. So I felt that this would be a good way to introduce people to resin and give them the confidence to be able to then move into their artwork, etc. So a lot of my leftover resin from pieces, you can have these all, you know, ready to go, and you can make your jewellery pieces with your leftover resin. So we're just going to stir that and combine that completely. Now this approximately takes about 2 minutes to do. So having the equal parts makes it very easy to use. And as I mentioned, this is their thick system, so it does feel different to their standard system. It cures a little. I've discovered it cures a bit quicker, but if you want to do some dimension type work in your artwork, it is fabulous for that, for your cheese boards, coasters, really good for those sort of items. I'll just keep stirring this and scraping down the sides, making sure that we mix that in. And you'll feel the resin actually change once it's completely combined. Now these jewellery pieces would make an ideal gift for someone, or you can certainly start selling these yourself. Making them up and selling them online seems to be the way to go. Okay. And I haven't really seen any like bezels like these pieces before, and that's why I thought this might be something that would interest my customers, because many of my customers do many other types of work. Okay. So that's getting there. And you can feel that it's like runny honey. Okay, that's fine. So now we're going to put some of the green ice in. Just give that a little bit of a stir. Now all our new epoxies we've made a little bit thicker, as that's what most of the customers like. So I will just pop a little bit in there. Absolutely beautiful colour. It's very, very close to the colour of Tiffany. So there we go. It doesn't take much to mix that in. Okay, so we're just going to add a small amount at a time. And because resin is self-leveling, that'll start to just level out. And I'm just gently pushing that to the edges. And just keep popping that on. Now if you do that, like I just did, just grab a little baby wipe. Oops. I really made a mess, haven't I? It's all good. Just hold on to that. Wipe that off. You can learn from my mistakes. Okay, then I'm just going to use a toothpick and just run that around, just to make sure that it's gone into all the edges. And then I'll put a little bit more on. Okay, so that's enough for that, and then basically I will leave that for about approximately 5 minutes, and then just using a straw I will blow out any bubbles that rise to the top.